Sairam. Okay. So today is the last chance.
Sir,
Sairam
अपने
sir.
के पापा का
Test
भजन
and
गाएं.
presentation. Those who have not done, please complete today.
Sairam
Okay,
sir.
Rani, start.
सर
Rani,
अपन सर अपने को सर अपने
Rani,
बाबा का भजन गाएं.
हाँ जी.
अपन एक बाबा का भजन गाएं सर.
अभी नहीं बेटा, अभी पहले वो प्रेजेंटेशन कर लेते हैं ना, है ना?
सर
ओके
लास्ट
सर.
में गा लेंगे.
या
ओके सर.
रानी स्टार्ट करो. रानी यस
सर
स्टार्ट बेटा. हाँ गुड.
सर आया या नहीं?
या हाँ आ रहा है बेटा, आ रहा है.
तो खोल ले बाबा.
यू आर प्रेजेंटिंग टू एवरीवन.
रानी आगे ले जा.
हाँ यस, वेलकम बैक. पिक अप वेयर यू लेफ्ट ऑफ. स्लाइड 2 हर्ब्स. साईराम. साईराम. या हर्ब्स स्टार्ट. यस रानी.
Herbs are herbs are short plant with green delicate and tender stem. They may have no or less branch. The plant that belong to the category of herbs are tomato,
yes. Tomato, basil, beet. Speak louder. Good. Next slide.
basil, wheat,
Yeah.
salt,
Stuffs.
salt. Salts are medium size plant with
Bushy and
hard
but not thick
but
stems.
not deep stem with branch. They have
They have the stem.
branching out near the best. Example of herbs are rose, lemon,
Henna.
and
Okay.
henna,
Good.
etc.
Trees.
Trees are tall plants that can live for a long time. Trees have the thick wooden and
हाँ बेटा. Central part from which branches grow.
Central Park from which plant
Branches grow.
branches grow.
घर में रीडिंग दिया करो बुक को बेटा. ओके.
Yes, sir.
रानी, what are climbers? Can you give an example?
Yes, sir.
चलो गौरी स्टार्ट।
यस सर।
गौरी, हाँ
यस सर।
हाँ रानी बोलो।
सर मैं बताऊं
नहीं
का
नहीं
एग्जाम्पल?
रानी फॉर रानी बेटा, क्वेश्चन फॉर रानी ओनली। Viva is one of the part of the parameters of the presentation. Yes,
Yes,
Rani,
sir.
bolo. What are climbers?
Yes, sir.
Give an example.
हाँ की बोले हो? What are the climbers? Sir, repeat question.
Now I'll change the question. What are creepers?
Yes, sir.
Give an example.
Creepers. Creepers are creepers.
जल्दी से बोलना है बेटा, इतना लेट नहीं करना है। ठीक है, और एक स्टार्ट। ओके रानी, अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ। रानी माइक बंद कर लो। यस गौरिक।
Om Shri Sai Ram. Science. Presented by Gaurik Mishra, 6th.
After Gaurik, who is ready? मैं नाम पढ़ दूंगा बेटा, है ना गौरिक के बाद।
The part of the
Yes.
plant which is below the soil is called root. Functions of root. Root holds the plant to the soil. Root absorbs water and mineral from the soil. Root help in holding the soil together. Types of root. Taproot. Taproot is a straight root which grow vertically down into the soil and give out branches on all the sides. Taproot is a main root and the smaller side root called lateral root. Example mango tree, etc. Fibrous root. Bunch of similar root
Next, Pallav
that
Sharma, be ready. Pallav Sharma,
bunch of
Sai Ram, be ready बेटा।
bunch of similar root that rise from a point on the stem are called fibrous root. The fibrous roots consist of many things fibrous like root of similar size, example maize, etc. Stem. The part of the plant that goes vertically upward from the ground is called stem. Functions of stem. The stem holds the plant erect upright. Stems leaves to all the load of branches, leaves, flower, etc.
Pallav Sharma, be ready now.
The stem also conducts the food prepared by the leaves to the different parts of the plant. It conducts the water and minerals absorbed by the roots to the leaves and other parts of the plant.
Okay,
Leaf
very good.
photosynthesis. The process of making food by the green plant by taking carbon dioxide gas and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll
Chlorophyll.
is called
Fill
photosynthesis.
full name, chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll is called photosynthesis. During this period, oxygen gas is given out, carbon dioxide plus water, sunlight, carbohydrates, oxygen. Stomato. Tiny pores
बेटा,
present. Stomata.
स्पेलिंग ठीक है बेटा, स्पेलिंग ठीक करके मुझे सेंड कर देना व्हाट्सएप पे, ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
गुड।
Tiny pores present on the surface of the are called stomata.
Surface of the leaf. Tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves are called
Are called
stomata.
stomata. Leaf venation. The design made by veins in a leaf called leaf venation.
Very
Leaf
good.
venation. Parallel venation. Reticulate
Yes,
venation.
बेटा, एक मिनट गौरी को रुक जाना। यस, टोमेटो इज ए फ्रूट बेटा, है ना?
Yes, sir.
गो अहेड।
Parallel venation. When the design made by veins in which all the veins are parallel to the midrib, then it is called parallel venation. Example grass, wheat. Reticulate venation. When the design made by veins is like net, it is called reticulate venation. Example gram peas. Leaf parallel venation, fibrous root, monocot. Reticulate venation, taproot, dicot. Thank you.
Dicot.
सर मेरा बना नहीं है।
हाँ पल्लव, नेक्स्ट पल्लव शर्मा।
सर मेरा बना नहीं है।
तो फिर 0 चाहिए आपको। कब करोगे प्रेजेंट बेटा? बात करो, बताओ, आंसर दो मुझे। आरुष रुक जाओ बेटा। गौरिक।
यस सर।
हाँ बेटा, हैव यू हर्ड प्रॉप रूट्स?
क्या सर?
व्हाट आर प्रॉप रूट्स? PROP, प्रॉप रूट्स, नाम सुना आपने?
सर
हाँ जी,
नो सर, नहीं सुना।
नहीं
सर
सुना?
कौन से रूट?
प्रॉप रूट्स।
सर
मैं
मैं
चैट
बताऊं?
में
सर मैं बताऊं प्रॉप रूट्स?
सर मैं बताऊं?
सर मैं बताऊं देवांश?
सर मैं बताऊं?
सर
सर मैं बताऊं? सर मैं
हाँ, बोलो
बताऊं?
बोलो बोलो आरुष।
Roots are the roots which are on the shoot of the plant, on the banyan
बता बता
tree.
देवांश। ओके आरुष, देवांश।
सर मैं बताऊं? गौरिक।
नहीं रुको, देवांश को बताने दो।
सर प्रॉप
देवांश।
रूट
हाँ,
बनियन ट्रीज में होती हैं ताकि
या
वो जो बड़े बड़े हैं उन्हें वो सपोर्ट कर सकें एज अ स्टेम।
हाँ, यस बेटा, गुड गुड गुड। सो
Yes,
नाउ
sir.
पल्लव इज नॉट रेडी, सो आई थिंक मैं नाम पढ़ रहा हूँ बेटा प्रेजेंटेशन में। इफ यू आर प्रेजेंट देन टेल मी। अब बताना बेटा। देवांश बताना, अगर होगा प्रेजेंट है तो बताना इसका नाम। अल्फेज खान।
सर एक डाउट है।
सर
आशिका मालवीय, रुक
अल्फेज
जा बेटा
खान।
अभी।
सर
आशिका
अल्फेज खान
मालवीय,
एब्सेंट।
टमाटर एक फ्रूट होता है?
वेट वेट। देवांश, जो नाम मैं बोल रहा हूँ बेटा, अगर प्रेजेंट है तो बताना मुझे। आशिका मालवीय
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट। देवेंद्र जाटव, देवेंद्र जाटव
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट। धनंजय प्रताप सिंह
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट। चलो, हार्दिक कलावत
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट है। जयवर्धन सिंह
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट है। मुस्कान सिंह तंवर
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट है। पल्लव शर्मा ही इज नॉट रेडी, है ना? आफ्टर देन प्रत्युष भार्गव, प्रत्युष ये भी
एब्सेंट।
जीरो
सर
जीरो
एब्सेंट।
मिलेगा, हम क्या करेंगे अब? पुरुषोत्तम पवार,
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट।
सामर्थ्य सिंह राजपूत
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट। उदय धाकड़
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट। आफ्टर उदय युवराज सिंह।
एब्सेंट।
चलो,
एब्सेंट।
दे हैव मिस्ड द प्रेजेंटेशन। नाउ ओरल में भी नाम पूछ लेता हूँ बेटा, अगर प्रेजेंट हो तो बताना। अल्फेज खान एब्सेंट है।
एब्सेंट।
देवेंद्र जाटव एब्सेंट है। धनंजय
एब्सेंट।
एब्सेंट है।
एब्सेंट।
हार्दिक एब्सेंट है ना?
एब्सेंट।
मुस्कान एब्सेंट बताया आपने।
एब्सेंट।
पुरुषोत्तम एब्सेंट बताया आपने।
एब्सेंट।
उदय धाकड़ आपने एब्सेंट बताया।
एब्सेंट।
तो आई थिंक पल्लव, बेटा पल्लव क्या दिक्कत है तुम्हें बताओ? पल्लव टॉक टू मी बेटा।
सर पल्लव
म्यूट
लेफ्ट हो गया।
लेफ्ट हो गया। चलो, ओके देन I think Arush has prepared on brain. Am I right, beta?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to present?
Yes, sir.
Arush?
No, sir. No, sir.
No. Anybody else? नहीं? तो let us revise chapter number 9. Shall we do that? For that, Gaurick?
ओके सर।
यस सर।
And now we are going to revise. Now all have lost the chance. मैं आज शाम को सबके नाम लिख के भेज दूंगा, right? ये they have not presented, they have missed the oral test and they are going to get 0, है ना? And if anybody can get the chance in the next class, then okay. Otherwise, they will be getting 0, बेटा, है ना? Now I'm going to present my screen. अच्छा, मार्क्स पूछ रहे थे आप ना? चलो,
सर ओरल टेस्ट के।
हाँ हाँ,
Oral test से sir marks.
अखिल शर्मा गॉट 2 3 5 10 आउट ऑफ 10। अक्षर जैन 10 आउट ऑफ 10। एंजल जैन गॉट also 10 out of 10. Okay. Anushka 10 out of 10. Arush 10 out of 10. आशिका 5 out of 10, नहीं 4 out of 10, 4. अतिशय 10 out of 10. भव्या 8 out of 10. देवांश 10 out of 10. देवांशी 7 out of 10. गौरिक 10 out of 10. हिमांशु 10 out of 10. पल्लव 5 out of 10. प्रत्युष्म 5 out of 10. प्रिंस मीना 10 out of 10. प्रियतम कुमार श्रीवास्तव 10 out of 10. रानी 6 out of 10. रिदम 10. सलोनी 8. सामर्थ्य 6.5. संस्कृति 10. सूर्यांश 6. वैशाली 6. युवराज 4. ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
ओके बेटा. नाउ लेट मी प्रिंट माय स्क्रीन. है ना? देखना बेटा. गौरिक वांट टू
Yes,
शेयर?
sir.
ओके गुड. सो देखो बेटा, ये है आपका बुक. दिख
Sir,
रहा होगा मैं
page
आपको.
number
स्क्रीन देखो, स्क्रीन देखो. ये आपकी जो बुक है ना, चैप्टर नंबर 9. चैप्टर नंबर 9. दिस इज योर साइंस बुक and the name of the chapter is now new. Everything now is the same, but chapter का नाम नया हो गया है. वो लिख लो आप लोग भी. ये
तो चैप्टर का नाम क्या है?
चैप्टर नाम का है द लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स एंड हैबिटेट्स. ये नया नाम ये होगा, चैप्टर का नाम हो गया है.
ओके सर.
दिस बुक यू कैन डाउनलोड फ्रॉम दीक्षा वेबसाइट.
मैंने बाकी सब तो सीखा ना पूछता नाम के बगैर.
है ना बेटा?
सर लेकिन हम इस बार लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म एंड सर हम पुराने चैप्टर के नाम से भी कर सकते हैं ना?
हाँ हाँ, नो प्रॉब्लम बेटा. है ना? इस बुक में देखो क्या रहेगा, हर पेज पे ये लिखा मिलेगा. क्या लिखा हुआ है जहां मैं माउस घुमा रहा हूं मैं?
2019-20.
हाँ, तो ये दीक्षा से डाउनलोड कर लेना आप लोग. है ना? एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द सेम, एवरीथिंग इज सेम बेटा. है ना? सो वी हैव ऑलरेडी learned the chapter. So for revision, let us watch 2 videos. Okay beta? And any question, note down.
Okay sir.
Sound ठीक है? बढ़ाऊं?
सर थोड़ा बढ़ा दीजिए.
सर बढ़ा दीजिए.
बढ़ा दूं. Okay now? Now okay?
Sir, now voice is clear.
Okay.
Good.
Pawan and Sonia are siblings. Pawan is only a year younger than Sonia, but is very naughty and curious. The kids and their father love to travel a lot. The whole family visits a new place every year during the summer holidays. One day, both the kids were bathing in a nearby stream. Father was also on leave that day, and he was also enjoying with them.
Pawan, let's see who can hold breath longer underwater.
Okay, Sonia.
Both dive underwater. Pawan holds his breath only for a short time. Sonia holds her breath for a little more time.
You lost. I held my breath for a longer time.
Leave it. You were also unable to hold your breath for a long time.
So what? We are not dolphins who can hold their breath for a long time underwater.
Sonia, think about it. The fishes and aquatic animals who live underwater are so different from us.
Rightly said. Fishes have streamlined body shape, which helps them to swim underwater. The tail of aquatic animals and the scales of fish also help them move.
Okay beta, what do we call these things? Arush? Anyone? These characteristics are called, what do we call these? Fishes have a streamlined body, aquatic animals
Sir,
and the scale. नहीं बेटा, adaptation कहते हैं इसको. These are called adaptation, adaptive features बोलते हैं इसको. हाँ, okay, go ahead.
Children, do you know how do dolphins breathe? And how is it different than the breathing of fish?
Dolphins breathe through the hole on their head by coming to the surface of the ocean. They expel water from these holes and take the fresh air in.
What do we call these? What do we call these, beta? Anyone? Dolphins. जो दिखा रहा है देखो ध्यान से आप. Yeah. Let us see again.
The tail of aquatic animals and the scales of fish also help them move. Children, do you know how do dolphins breathe? And how is it different than the breathing of fish?
Dolphins breathe through the hole on their head by...
What do we call these holes?
सर मैं बता ब्लो
Blow.
सर blowholes.
Blowholes. याद रखना बेटा.
सर blowholes भी बोलते हैं.
Good.
They expel water from these holes and take the fresh air in.
Yes, and the fish breathe through their gills. When the fishermen the water, they start wriggling, and if they do not leave them in water again, they die within minutes.
Rightly said. Do you remember when we went to Goa? We saw various types of fishes there.
Yeah, we do remember a bit about that. But traveling reminds me of Rajasthan, where we had a lot of fun while riding the camel.
Kids, I have also taken beautiful pictures of your camel ride.
Father, it has been a while. I want to see those pictures again. Why don't we go home and check our family album?
Yay! I also want to see those pictures.
Kids got very excited to see the family album and moved towards home all together. On reaching home, they take out the family album and start seeing their pictures.
Look, here is the picture of our camel ride. The uncle who owned the camel had told us that camel is also called the ship of the desert, as it can travel for hours in the hot and sandy deserts.
Yes, and he also told us that the hump of the camel contains fat which helps them survive for a long time without food. Camels do not sweat and they release a small amount of water during urination.
It is amazing that whenever a camel gets water, they can drink more than 100 liters of water in a go.
That is why they can live for days without water in such a hot climate. Pawan, do you know that camels are found not only in Rajasthan but also in the cold deserts of Ladakh? And what's funny is that the species of camels found in the hilly areas of Ladakh have two humps.
Really? But when we went to Ladakh, we could not see any camels there.
But look, we had a great time with yak there.
Of course, yak riding was also so much fun.
Not just the ride, the milk of yak was also very delicious, right?
Didi, does the hair of yak makes it favorable to the cold climate of Ladakh?
Yes, I have read in a book that all the animals adapt to their environment and habitat. If I remember correctly, it is called adaptation.
You have rightly said. I was so much astonished on seeing the mountain goats. Do you remember how they climbed the rugged and steep slopes of mountains so fast with the help of their hooves?
Yes, I was also surprised. It felt amazing to watch them climbing.
Although the ability of animals to adapt itself according to the environment is very surprising. Once I read in an interesting book that a frog, namely wood frog, is found in the extremely cold areas of America and Canada.
Wood frog.
It completely freezes during the winters. When thick layers of snow covers these regions, even the heartbeat of this frog pauses for months and it feels like that the frog is dead. But when summer arrives, suddenly it comes back to life.
Really? That's amazing. I knew that many animals like bears sleep during the whole winters.
What do we call this, beta?
Hibernation.
Sir, habitat.
Hibernation.
नहीं बेटा, hibernation.
Yes,
Many
yes.
animals like bears
Hibernation.
sleep during the whole winters. This process is known as hibernation. Very good.
Sir,
This process is known as
sir,
hibernation. For
एक
this,
मिनट, एक
they
मिनट, just a
eat
minute.
a lot during summer to store fat in their body for winters. But this frog is ahead of all of them.
Yeah, yeah, very good.
Children, if we see, not only the animals which can move, but the plants also adapt as per their environment. Like the leaves of trees of rainforests are huge, so that a lot of transpiration can take place from their surface. It is because there is excess water in rainforests.
And the plants of deserts,
The leaves of desert plants are either very small or they turn into thorns in order to reduce transpiration from their surface. The roots of these plants also go deep into the soil so that they can soak up water as much as they can, because there is water scarcity in the deserts.
Papa, after seeing all these pictures, I feel like traveling again to some amazing place. Where are we going in the next vacations?
You kids think about it and tell me when you decide. Now it's time to cook. I'm going to cook something delicious.
Papa, I will help you. Pawan, till then you decide where should we go in the next vacation.
Okay, my dear. So got it?
sir,
हाँ बेटा बोलो ना, your question. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
sir, जो एनिमल्स हाइबरनेशन में जाते हैं फिर उन्हें भूख नहीं लगती क्या?
नहीं बेटा, they store I mean energy in the form of fat before they are hibernation, and till then they do not eat the fat stored in their body, that is dissolved and energy is given from that. That's why if you see polar bear, it becomes very weak after hibernation, and then he eats a lot, and again he becomes fat like earlier. ओके, अभी आप देखना,
ओके सर।
छिपकली बहुत सारे दिख रही होगी। अभी कुछ दिनों के बाद एक भी छिपकली दिखाई नहीं देगी, सब कहीं ना कहीं छिप जाएंगी, क्योंकि दे कैन नॉट बियर ऑल्सो आई मीन कोल्ड। ठंड में वो भी हाइबरनेट करती हैं। अभी ध्यान से देखना, आपको इक्का दुक्का छिपकली दिखाई देगी, है ना?
कब तक हाइबर?
जब तक ठंड रहेगी तब तक। जैसे ही ठंड खत्म होगी, they will come out and start moving here or there on the wall or to catch the insect etc. है ना? So observe this बेटा, ध्यान से ऑब्जर्व करना इसको, है ना?
यस
Okay.
सर, फिर मैंने देखा है।
हाँ बेटा। So now let us see one more video, है ना, to conclude this chapter. हाँ बेटा, next one. Let us see this one also. Okay, this one also. And note down your questions if you have any. Second part.
Yesterday evening, Sonia and her younger brother Pavan were discussing about living beings and their ability of adaptation. Today, when they were playing, many questions crossed Sonia's mind. She thought that why don't continue the discussion with Pavan and their mother?
Mother, yesterday Pawan and I were discussing about the adaptive capability of animals according to the environment. Regarding this, we discussed a lot about plants and animals. But I have a question in my mind. Plants are stationary, but the animals move here to there. Similarly, many non-living objects stay affixed at a place, but others are not, like air and water.
Yes, you are right. But what is your question, Sonia?
I am thinking that which are those things which differentiate living things from non-living things.
It is an interesting question. Some things are easier to comprehend. For example, how living organisms grow. We are so small at the time of birth and gradually grow and become adults. Animals like birds and reptiles lay eggs. from which their babies come out. Then they grow and become adults.
But mother, all these signs are shown by plants as well. I can understand one thing, that all living organisms consume food from which they get nutrients and energy.
Yes, children, it proves that even plants are living beings. And in fact, plants are the primary sources of food, as they make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. Other animals depend on them for their food, either directly or indirectly.
Sonia, one more thing. The organisms consume food, out of which a part of food which is unused by the body is excreted by them in the form of urine and stool. All the organisms do this.
What? But I have never seen plants excreting urine or stool.
Trees and plants excrete their waste material in a different manner. Their waste materials get accumulated in some of their parts, like leaves and bark. When too much waste gets accumulated, the trees shed their leaves and barks.
Oh, it means that all the animals consume food and excrete.
Sonia, yesterday were we not trying to hold our breath underwater? All living beings breathe too, and that too in different ways.
Yes, we learned that the terrestrial animals breathe through the nostrils, whereas fishes breathe through gills, and dolphins breathe through a hole on their head. Some other animals breathe through their skin as well, like earthworms.
And some animals, like frogs, can breathe both in water and on land. In water, they breathe through their skin, and on land, they breathe through their nostrils.
Yes, and isn't it interesting that plants breathe differently in days and nights? During the day, through the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is generated. They use the oxygen according to their need and release the rest in the atmosphere. On the other hand, after sunset, plants are unable to perform photosynthesis and start taking oxygen in and release carbon dioxide.
All this is so amazing, right? There are so many unbelievable animals in this world, possessing variations among them.
Yes, you are right. But along with these variations, they share many similarities as well. Like animals can adapt as per their habitat. They respire, consume food, and excrete. Some animals walk and jump as per their way. And there is one more task performed by all living beings.
What is that?
That is reproduction. It is the process through which animals multiply. Some organisms lay eggs and some give birth to their young ones.
Yes, even plants reproduce through seeds. Even the roots and stems of some plants have that capability to reproduce. It is just that the plants can't move.
Movement is one of the many characteristics possessed by living beings. But movement only doesn't.
Go on noting down the characteristics of living things. है ना? Can you recall? Gaurik?
Yes, sir.
Harush? What are the characteristics of living things? You can recall when you are watching the video. You can, है ना? Just put a tick mark in your notebook. You have noted down what are the characteristics of living things. Isn't it? Am I right? We have discussed earlier. What are the characteristics of living things and non-living things? Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Gaurik? Yes, beta. So just do that. It's just we are doing revision. Okay, let us go ahead.
Justifies their liveliness. Other
growth
abilities
and
like breathing should
Yeah.
also be present to qualify as a living being.
For example, my remote control car. That is why air and water are still classified as non-living, even when they can move. What a way of explaining. Thanks, Mummy.
Really, there is so much variation in the world. we have discussed about only a few animals. In forests, water bodies, deserts, and grasslands, there are so many animals about which we don't even know. And there are so many microorganisms that live in our surrounding air, soil, the food we eat, and even within ourselves in our body.
Yes, and the qualities we have discussed now taught us about how living beings are different from non-living beings.
This is so interesting. In the coming summer vacation, we should visit somewhere where we can observe a lot of amazing animals.
That is why I have thought that we should visit rainforests of Kerala this summer vacation.
Yay, this is great idea. Since yesterday I was also thinking about the same that where should we visit? I like this plan too. We will find many amazing animals in the rainforest.
Wow, we are going to enjoy a lot there. We will.
Okay, beta. So we have learned that what are the characteristics of living things and non-living things. Now let us have some questions. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are
Yes,
multiple
sir.
choice questions. है ना? Okay. The first question, which is not an abiotic component of environment. Abiotic, not abiotic. हाँ. देखो, आप रिकॉल करो बेटा, चैप्टर को रिवाइज कर लेना अच्छे से. अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आस्क मी इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास. You have said that there are two components of a habitat. Biotic component, that means living things, and abiotic components, non-living components. Yes, which is not an abiotic component of the environment. Abiotic कौन नहीं है? देखो soil abiotic है, living तो नहीं है ना? Bacteria living है, water non-living है. Air non, तो आंसर क्या होगा? बैक्टीरिया हो जाएगा. मतलब कौन बायोटिक है ये पूछ रहा है. समझ में आया? Biotic means living component and abiotic means non-living component. Beta. So answer is bacteria. Okay, good. Yeah. Next question. Shall we go for?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, is an example of an animal found in mountain region.
Yak.
सर माउंटेन गोट और याक तो दोनों ही हो जाएंगे फिर.
Mountain goat.
सर वो सर ऑल ऑफ दीज. सर ऑल ऑफ दीज. सर लेपर्ड भी होता है.
हाँ, लेपर्ड पता है ना उसके इवन टो पे लंबे लंबे बाल होते हैं, है ना?
यस सर.
हाँ, गुड. इज अ बायोटिक कंपोनेंट ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट.
Sir, plant. Sir, plant.
Sir, all of these.
All of these.
All of these.
Plants are also living. Animals are living. Microorganisms are also living. So answer is all of these. है ना? When we study the chapter in right way, we can answer all the questions better. Next, which one of the following statements is correct? Several kinds of plants and animals may share the same habitat. All the animals and plants in the habitat are adapted to it. Both the statements are correct. None of these. I think both are correct.
Yes, sir.
Statements are correct.
Yes, sir. Both are these statements.
Both are correct. है ना? Yeah. Next question. Bending of a stem towards sunlight is called.
Geotropism.
नहीं बेटा. Geotropism मतलब movement towards the earth is called geotropism. Geo means earth होता है. जमीन की तरफ जाना. That is called geotropism.
Sir, phototropism.
हाँ. Hydro means phototropism.
यस सर, क्योंकि हाइड्रो तो फिर वो पानी की तरफ झुकाव वाला होगा ना.
Good. है ना बेटा? Next question. Okay, you are done. You got 5 out of 5. है ना? So I think we have no doubt in this chapter. So, we should also see the questions at the chapter end. In the next class, we can discuss the questions. अभी देख क्या ना बेटा, है ना? इस चैप्टर के एंड में जो क्वेश्चंस है ना, उसको क्वेश्चंस को देख के आना. ठीक है? Let me stop
Okay,
presenting.
sir.
Yeah, and if we will have no doubt, then we can begin our next chapter, chapter number 10. Okay. Chapter number 10 is
Without sir.
motion and measurement of distance. Okay. So now let us conclude by chanting Shanti Path. Start.
Sir,
Sir, I join.
शांति शांति शांति। भजन कौन गाना, किसको गाना भजन सुनाओ?
सर देवांश।
ओके देवांश स्टार्ट।
सर देवांशी को गाना है मुझे।
देवांशी स्टार्ट बेटा। टुडे इज बाबा बर्थडे बेटा, है ना?
सर वो लेफ्ट हो गई।
देवांशी लेफ्ट हो गई।
लेफ्ट हो गई, चलो कोई बात नहीं। ओके
बाय सर।
Saira ma'am, thank you sir.
Okay, beta.
Bye sir.
leave बेटा, leave the class.
Bye sir.
Then
Thank you
next
sir.
time come
Bye.
prepared, do the exercises of the chapter,
Okay
है
sir.
ना? Okay, good.